Hi everyone, it's Anne here from annshappystampers.co.uk and welcome to project number 3 of my wedding week. Today what we're going to make is, it's a very large box actually, which you'll see, and it's designed for, at a wedding, it's to hold any gift vouchers or money that you get off your guests, which I've seen quite a few of them about really, so that's what we're going to make. Now you will need 3 pieces of 12 by 12 card. I'm using Whisper White. Now I'm saying you need 3, you do, but 2 of them you just leave at 12 by 12. And the one for the lid you need to cut it down to 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Okay, and I have got 4 pieces of DSP, which measure, what do they measure? Right, they are 5 7/8 by 5 5/8, and they're for the front of the box. And then I've got a piece for the lid, which is just, this is from A Whole Lot of Lovely. And the lid, I'm not sure if it's the same, it might be, it's, no it's not, it's 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. Now as you can, I hope you can see, I've drew a little pencil marks there. Now that's where I'm going to cut out my slot for the money and the cards to go in, and I think the best way to do this is with a craft knife. Alright, so all I did was I just took a ruler and I measured in 1 inch from each side. Okay, and then I put a little pencil mark, and then I just I marked again 1 inch and 1 inch in, but I did it to 1 centimetre. So I moved down 1 centimetre, marked in again at 1 inch each side, and then I just joined them up. Okay, and that's going to be for my pencil mark, sorry, for my cutout. So we'll do that later. The first thing we're going to do is get our box together. Make sure you're using the 2 12 by 12 pieces, and you want to put the smaller piece away for the lid later on. So 2 12 by 12s, and we're going to score them both in exactly the same way. So I'm going to take the first one, pop it in, and we are going to score this. Let me see here. We are going to score it on one side at 5 3/4 and 11 1/2. Okay, it doesn't matter which side. So 5 3/4 and 11 1/2 inches. Okay. Then you're going to turn it to the opposite side, and you were going to score it at 6 inches. And that's it. It's dead easy. And then you're going to do the same to the other piece. You are going to score it again at 5 3/4, 11 1/2. Whoops, 11 1/2, turn it around, and you're going to score it at 6. Okay, now we're just going to fold and burnish the score lines we've made. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to join it together, which again is really easy. Okay, so that's that. Now what's going to happen is you've got your little score line there, and then on this piece you've got your score line there. So this small score line is going to join this together, and this other score line is going to join the whole box together. Alright, so what you need to do is take some scissors, and on one of your pieces you want to cut away the bottom score line, just leaving a one at the top. Okay, so you're going to cut that away and you're just going to leave this top one. Alright, because we don't need that. We're only going to be joining it obviously here, because we don't want to join here because this is going to be the bottom. So we need to pop some double-sided tape down here, or glue, whatever you want to use. I'm going to use double-sided tape. Okay, so just pop that down there. Oops. And then just peel the backing off, and then take your other piece, make sure your other score lines at the other side, and we are just going to join this together. So get your score line level, it should match up quite well. There we go. Then we've now joined those two 12 pieces together. I'm actually going to lift you up a little bit actually, because it's a bit low down this camera. Just maybe so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so we've joined them together, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut away our other bottom score line here, because we don't need this either. Okay, so just cut that away as well. I'm just going to take a little mitre off the top there, and then it's the same for any box. You need to cut up your, we've already got this one done where we joined it, so we want to just cut up our bottom score lines for the bottom of our box, and we will need to trim a little bit off these bottom ones because they're going to be a little bit too long. There we go, so it's just like an extra huge box. Now, your pieces of DSP, we're going to take our 4 pieces and they are going to get stuck onto the front of our box, just like that, all the way along. Okay, so I'm just going to get some glue. And whatever DSP you decided to choose, or I don't know, you might just want to stamp a design or heat emboss something, it's entirely up to you. But this paper is absolutely beautiful. So just get that nice and even. You should have just a nice little border, and you're going to stick them on the next 3 ones. So I'll do that and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, I've stuck all of those on now, and what I've done is, like I said before, the bottom I've just gone and trimmed, I think it's about 1/4 inch off all the 4 bottom tabs for the bottom. So I've popped some tape already on there, and that's just to stick it together. So I'm just going to peel that away, and just like any normal box, if you just fold it over, oh, we've got a little pearl stuck to there, fold it over, it should just meet up perfectly. There we go, which it does. So there's our box. So the bottom, we're just gonna fold them over, just glue them together. So I'm just gonna pop some Tombow on, a little bit on here to glue this one. And you probably have to pop your bone folder in so it actually grabs it. Just press that down so it grabs the card. And then if there's any little pieces sticking over the edge like this one, you can just go ahead and trim them off, or you could do it before you've put it together. Okay, and then I'm going to pop some on here. Okay, and stick that there. And then the last one, just pop some glue on here. There we go, that's it done. And then just pop your bone folder in, just to make sure it's all stuck. Now what you could do as well, I mean it's quite a sturdy box anyway, but if you wanted it to be more sturdy, you could actually cut a piece of chipboard and stick it in the bottom, and it would need to measure, I think, about 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, I think. So you could do that if you wanted it, you know, but I mean it's only going to have like money and gift cards in, so I don't think it's going to weigh a lot anyway. But it's huge, it's an absolute huge box. So that's the bottom done. Okay, for now we're finished with that. So take your piece for your lid and we're going to score this, but we're going to reinforce the lid. So on all 4 sides you're going to score this at 1.5 and 3 inches, but we're going to slightly move it off the scoreboard. So put it in and just slightly move it just a little bit, just a tiny little bit off the side, and we're going to score, is this right, 1.5, yeah, 1.5 and 3. Okay, and just keep doing that, slightly move it, 1.5 and 3. Just keep doing that on all 4 sides, okay? There we go, and we've just ended up with that, which we're just going to cut like I do with all the reinforced lids and boxes and things that I do. So I'm just going to quickly fold and burnish it. Alright, so what I do is, you've got 4 boxes in every corner. I just cut up here like that, remove the 2 end squares, which leaves you with that, and then I just cut away the very end square there, but mite it in there as well. And you're just going to repeat this on all 4, and then I just also take a little piece off there. Alright, so that's what you're going to do. So again, just cut up here, remove these two bottom squares, and then I'm just going to mite it in here and there a little bit, and there and there. Okay, so then you'll just turn it around and you'll do exactly the same. And before we put it together, we're going to stick our DSP on, and we're going to cut our little money hole out as well, and then we can stick the lid together. Okay, so that's what you should have, and I didn't miter that bit, I did. Oh, I did. So get rid of these. And then take our piece of DSP, which will just sit in the middle. And there's my little pencil lines for my cutout. So we're gonna stick this on first, and then I'm gonna just make sure that the glue is 100% dry before I cut it with the craft knife, because sometimes if you don't let it dry, it can tear the paper. So I'm going to stick this on, and then I will let it dry for a little bit. Whoops. And then I'll be back and we'll cut our little hole in. Okay everyone, I've stuck my DSP on, and what I've done as well is I've heat embossed this gorgeous stamp in silver powder, and I've just got one more to do, and it's this set, which is a hostess set, which is called Background Bits, and if you spend £150 you can get this one for free, and it's just this stamp here. So I'm just gonna do the last one, and then we're gonna cut our little slit out there. So I'm just gonna wipe this over, and I've already got the stamp mounted. Just ink it up with some Versamark. And then I'm just gonna try and get it as even as I can. Just basically in the middle. Okay. And then I've got some silver embossing powder. Just sprinkle it on there. And then just get any little stray bits off. There we go. And then we'll just heat set this with my heat tool. So I'm just going to let this heat up a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks really, really pretty. It should be in there. that done. Gorgeous. Now, my little slit here, I've actually altered it and made it a bit bigger. So instead of coming in an inch, I've just come in half an inch now. Okay, so the actual size of the slit will be 4.5 inches, which I think is adequate to get, you know, any cards or money or whatever in there. So what I've got now is just a piece of chipboard, which is from some of the DSP, and then I've got a ruler and just a normal craft knife, and I'm just gonna line the ruler up with the pencil marks, and I'm just gonna run the craft knife along. Just take your time, okay? And then this will just stop it going through the grid paper or your table or whatever. And then with a bit of luck, it should just come through, although I might have to run over, yeah, just run over this top piece again. And a little bit on the bottom. Okay, just make sure it's lined up right. A little bit there as well. Why won't that come off? There we go. And if there's any little straggly pieces of paper, and I think that's actually quite a nice, neat little slit there. If you've got any pencil marks, just rub them out. Just so it looks nice and neat. There we go. I'm happy with that. So that's that done, and then we can get this out of the way, and it's just a case now of sticking our box together, our lid together, sorry. So I've got some Tombow, and I'm just gonna pop some, actually, yes, I will use Tombow. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to put it on all 4 of our tabs here. Alright, and then you also want some down here. Alright, now we can get this stuck together. So it's just a case of folding the sides over there. Okay, just lining them up. Make sure they're stuck. The last one there. Okay, and then you can fold down the sides. And I'm just going to use my bone folder just to make sure they're all stuck down. There we go, gorgeous little lid. I think that heat embossing is so pretty. And then if we take our box with a bit of luck, the lid should fit. That's it. If I can get the damn thing on. There we go, gorgeous. And what I want to do now is I want to do some decorating to it. So I've got, where is it? I've got some ribbon here, and I think this is retired, but it's silver satin ribbon, and I want to tie this around the box. If I can get the damn thing open. Oh, honestly, come on. I should have opened it before, shouldn't I? There we go. So I've decided silver because I know that'll go with the heat embossing on the side. Okay, so I want to be able to tie it in a nice bow, so I'm cutting quite a bit off here. Oops, sorry, I'm knocking the camera, it's because the box is so big. So tie that, and then I want to tie this in a nice bow. I love this ribbon. I wish they hadn't retired it because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a lovely satin ribbon. It's really nice. So we'll just tidy this up a little bit. There we go. I just want to just cut those on a bit of an angle. Like so. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. And obviously you'll put your little, you know, your money or whatever cards you get off people in there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I've got the stamp set, which is you get 2 of these. It's called Special Celebrations, and I'm using this one at the bottom, which is side by side, together stand, heart to heart, hand in hand, a very special dream comes true, beginning with the words I do. So I want to heat emboss that with silver powder, and then I'm going to cut it out with one of the largest Sweet and Sassy Framelit dies. Okay, so we're just going to quickly wipe this over, a piece of Whisper White here. Then I'm going to ink the stamp up. Let's make sure it's all covered. And then stamp it. We need to allow room for the heart. So I'm going to stamp it about there. Okay, that looks perfect. And then some heat embossing powder. We're going to use silver again. And just sprinkle it over. Gorgeous, I love that. And then we're just going to quickly heat set it. There we go, I think that looks beautiful. So I've got the largest Sweet and Sassy Framelit, and it fits there really nicely. So I'm just going to run this through the Big Shot and I'll be back in a second. Alright, there we go. I've cut that out and I've just put some dimensionals on the back, and on the top of the box I've put a few little pearls. Okay, so I'm just going to stick my heart on the front. And I think that's about it. So obviously you can decorate. If you're making a one, you can add on whatever you want, decorate in whatever colours you're going to have, but I think it looks so pretty. Very, very pretty. There we go. I think that is gorgeous. Such a pretty box, and just great idea. You know, I mean, you could even put on, you know, what it's actually for, like, you know, gift vouchers, or, you know, bride and groom, whatever you want to put on it. But yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll be back again tomorrow with number 4, project number 4 of my wedding week. So all the details will be on my blog, including some photographs and stuff, and details if you want to purchase any of the products I've used in this tutorial, which would be fantastic. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, so take care and bye for now.